You got a fairly weak constructed rug, but the wool is pretty good.
Leonard Smith has been cleaning carpets in this Logan Heights neighborhood for 65 years. On a recent morning, he helped a customer carry an area rug to his National Avenue shop.
We've been down here when there was nothing here except for one other building, and now you can look around and see what there is here.
Chollas Creek runs right beside the store. It slips between the working-class neighborhoods of Logan Heights and Shelltown, and it flows under Interstates 5 and 15. Like the surrounding neighborhoods, the creek has a bit of a reputation. Coastkeeper's Travis Pritchard points to a discarded ball.
Just to find trash, all you gotta do is look, and you see just how ubiquitous it is here in this stream. Because this stream is a trapezoidal, non-vegetated channel, it really gives us an opportunity to see the trash.
The creek bed runs from the East County through central San Diego, and it finds San Diego Bay near the 32nd Street Naval Station. The trash seems to collect here near the mouth of the creek. Water actually flows upstream every time the tide comes in. Pritchard says the trash spoils more than just the creek bed here.
About 80% of the marine debris that we find out in the ocean actually comes from inland sources, and this is where those inland sources are. It gets washed down from our watersheds into the river, where it then flows out to the ocean or the bay.
That's why clean water advocates are encouraged by new California rules approved in April. State water regulators passed a plan that requires all municipalities to capture or divert trash in waterways. Each city gets a chance to tailor a plan that controls trash coming from commercial or residential areas. But city spokesman Bill Harris worries the new rules are an expensive distraction. He doesn't want to divert attention from ongoing efforts to reduce bacteria or heavy metal pollution.
We see that if we have to go after trash early, meaning before the deadlines for the other regulations that we've got, we're going to be building structures. We're going to be building fences, inserts to our drains that work marginally at best according to our research, but then are going to get superseded by different treatment methods that are going to be more holistic.
Harris says the city will have to install traps that filter stormwater and keep trash out of gutters. Nets might be needed to snag trash floating down streams.
We want trash out of the waterways. We want to do everything we can to get trash out of the waterways, but we also need to make sure that all of our regulations align so we're acting efficiently, spending taxpayer money wisely, and getting the biggest bang for the buck.
The local rules are still being developed, but Harris worries the city will end up spending money on temporary fixes. But Beto Vasquez sees it differently. He's lived near Chollas Creek his whole life. Vasquez knows the waterway isn't what it could be, but he also sees the potential.
I know a little bit more upstream from here at the Market Creek Plaza, they've kind of already tapped into that a little bit and tried to incorporate that part of the wildlife for people's enjoyment.
A multi-million-dollar restoration effort near the Jacobs Center in Encanto created a more natural park-like environment there. Plants hide the trash that's so visible just a few miles downstream. But even that trash would be gone if the new rules work. Vasquez says it's all about the follow-through.
It really does. It needs some teeth into it, and just policy on its own or ordinances or laws aren't just going to work if they're not being enforced, if they're not coupled with action, if the community itself does not buy into the idea. It's going to be short-lived.
Vasquez says years of good intentions have fallen short when it comes to restoring the creek. However, he thinks taking trash out of the equation may be enough to get residents to see the possibilities. Eric Anderson, KPBS News.